Right down there is where my inlet pipe is for my ram pump. It's actually down there, right there in the water. I don't know if you can see part of it right there. The Beaver had been building a dam right there, damming that up, and that's where my inlet pipe's at. See if I can get down here without falling. So you can see, this is some of the dam the Beaver had been putting in there earlier before the real cold weather came. I kept digging it out. They got that all dammed up. My ram pump's down in that big culvert. You can see the water line there, the intake pipe. Ram pump's about halfway down into that culvert. I use that ram pump in the spring and summertime to pump water up to my horses. So I have a tank up there where it fills up, and then I have an overflow on that tank, and I have a hose hooked to it, and it runs straight back down into the creek, so water's continuously circulating. It goes into the pump, or it goes into the tank, I should say, from the pump into the tank, fills the tank up, and then at the top there's an overflow and it goes back down to the creek. And I have a faucet or a valve on the tank about halfway up. And then all the sediment, all the fine silt and dirt settles to the bottom of the tank. So when you open up the valve, just crystal clear water comes out. I use that to water my pigs and my horses in the spring and summertime. Of course, in the wintertime, I have to carry water to them. I get it at the house and haul it down to them. This water supply for this little creek here, if you go on up this creek line, it's just runoff from a pond that's clear up the gravel. There's a gravel road right over here, and you go up to that pond. That pond is spring fed, so it's actually spring water filling up that pond. That pond overflows and comes down here. This goes clear on down along the highway. About 2 miles down the road, there's a river, and this water eventually ends up in the river. If you're curious on what river it is, it's a Little Sioux River, a tributary that goes into the Missouri River. I like coming down here, I like the sound of the water. I like being down here by nature. I've come down here at night, and there'd be coon walking around right down there. That was before all that wood and stuff was down in there. I come down late one night, brought my flashlight, and that was late fall, late summer. I'd come down, there's 3 or 4 coon just walking around. I was sitting right up there watching them. They didn't even know I was here watching them. I shine a flashlight on them. They're just fishing around in the water, trying to find food, I guess. I'd like to put a hydro turbo generator on here, right here at this. There's one called the Power Spout. I'd like to set one up. They got a couple different designs, but I'd like to set one up here where this water could power electricity. My property's on the other side of this culvert, or the other end. That's where my field is, the little field where I have my animals. So I can go down the bank and get water down there for the horses, but in the winter time if I can get down to it, but I usually just haul it down. It's easier than trying to climb up and down a slick, snowy, or icy bank, or muddy bank when it warms up. But in the spring and summertime, I use a ram pump water to them. Yeah, if I could get a hydro generator down here, I could pump or power, have electricity over there where the horses are and the chickens and such. I could have electric tank heaters for the horses or my pigs, or have a heated water for the chickens. All in due time, I guess. That stuff's costly unless you got a way of making it yourself. I had a friend of mine, he used to come over here and trap beaver out of here, but he had surgery on his shoulders, or one of his shoulders, and he's not doing trapping this year. Otherwise he'd probably be over here and trap them beaver out here, and this dam wouldn't be here. I guess they got another dam back on up that way, pretty good sized one, but of course the water's still flowing. They don't stop it, but they just back it up in spots and make it deeper in spots. But this water flows year round, even in the winter time. Of course, movement of water, it won't freeze. And it's always flowing right through here. This is a cutout of concrete. It angles down, and they had it, I think the county put this in years ago when they put this culvert in, and it was too high, so they took a saw and stuff and busted a bunch of that concrete down because it was backing that water up too much, making it too deep on this side. So they dug a chunk of that concrete out to make it lower so the water wouldn't get so deep, back it up so bad. Perfect spot for a hydro generator though. Someday I'll have one here and you guys will be watching it on one of my later videos. Probably a few years down the road. I love the sound of that water though. Well, that's it for this video. I'll catch you on the next one, and don't forget, I love you.